Hey everybody, some dude with dolls here. Today I'm going to be discussing Disney Descendants, CJ Hook, the daughter of Captain Hook. Hasbro really messed up, I think, in my opinion, with this doll in terms of its release. Um, Apparently, it got released in Mexico, UK, Great Britain, other parts of Europe, but not the United States at all. In fact, here she is. And I wish I could say, hey, yeah, guess what? I spotted her at Walmart or Target or even Toys R Us, and what a lucky find, and yay. No, not the case, because as far as I could tell, and as far as other ramblings going on in the doll community, there has been no sightings of her, or limited sightings of her, in the United States. I live in California. Nothing. No sign of her at all. So where did I get her? I ended up having to go to eBay and getting her. Now, I did set a limit for myself. I was like, okay, you know what? No more than $30, because I have spent a pretty penny on some of these dolls, especially exclusives, Comic Con exclusives, etc. And considering how this doll is extremely hard to find, possibly not even released in the United States ever. So I was like, okay, $30. Unfortunately, eBay, the only ones available were the ones in the UK. And I'm trying to think. They're all auctions. There was like one or two buy nows, but they were really expensive. And the auction ones were a little bit affordable, in my price range anyway. However, with this one, I got in a little bit of a bidding war with somebody else, and final price came out to $38 and change in U.S. dollars. And be careful with that, for anyone, because it is a little complicated, which did bother me a little bit. I had to do a double take on a couple of the prices, because for whatever reason, eBay has it listed under United States dollars, like, oh, $15 for United at USD, and then you go on it, and then it's like 18 something GBA, which is like global, whatever their money system is, and then it has a little conversion on the bottom, like roughly $20 in American, and I'm like, what happened to the $15? Like, what? So make sure you do double read it, and Google yourself approximately the conversion rate and stuff, because also with shipping it was like vague, very vague, and I'm like, my bank account is not gonna let me be super vague when it comes to the money. Anyway, okay, enough of me rambling on about pricing and stuff. But it just, a heads up, I got her on eBay, $38 and change. Came in one piece, authentic, not a knockoff or anything, so the real thing. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of press on that. I I do feel slighted as a doll collector. And I'm sure, anyone, kids, other collectors, whatever, it's kind of messed up. Like, hey, where's our doll? Like, because even though it does usually take some time for dolls that get released in the US to get released in other countries, I mean, because it just depends on the company and stuff. There's been times where dolls were released in other countries than the US first, and then topsy-turvy, the other way around. Like, sometimes there's like, I've noticed reading comments like other people not in the US, like, oh, when are we gonna get this doll? But that gets released much later. So I don't know if that's the case, but I've been waiting for this doll to get released for almost a year. So I'm not sure what happened, because she was part of the basic I can't Alley doll, and the other one I can't recall right now. But you know, that line. I mean, there's no picture on the back to show like they usually do. Here's the box art if you're curious. I know that's what you guys are here for, which is fine. But yeah, so basically that's what I had to do. I'm not aware of any, like, she's not on Amazon. When I Googled her, Walmart popped up, Kmart popped up, but they're like, oh, out of stock. And they have like an email, you know, thing that you could fill out, like, you know, an alert, like, oh, we'll let you know when we get it in stock. And I didn't get one, but I noticed like the price change, because at one time they were like, oh, on sale 16 something, and I was like, that's not bad, but it's still out of stock. And then it went back to 19 something, still not a bad price, out of stock. Like there's like no stock, but yet there's still a price change. I don't know. So it's weird. It's like these major stores were gearing up to get her, and they're still prepped to get a shipment if they ever do. I don't know. Usually my luck though is like when I have to do something like that, like, oh, I really want this doll and it's probably never gonna come out to the US, so better go online. And I, you know, spent almost $40, which is fine. And for me, I mean, a little pricey, a little bit more than I wanted, but like I said, if this doll never gets released and you know, she's going out like crazy, you know, I'm got dibs on it, you know. So I don't know, but like I said, my luck, because of that, she probably in the next few months might get released in the US. Who knows? I mean, I know there's been a lot of demand from what I've seen and stuff, so I don't know if Hasbro's gonna listen. I don't know if they scrapped her because of rumors. Well, not necessarily the rumors, but I mean, because since they've already been released, but like teaser pictures and promo pictures of a live action Disney Descendants 2 is coming out, and they scrapped her character. Like, I guess there was, because I don't really watch the cartoons, you know, but I guess there's cartoon shorts and stuff and movies where she is a character, but for the live action, they scrapped her character. It's now a guy, a boy playing Captain Hook's son. I forgot his name, I don't recall. Something similar to CJ, matter of fact. So I don't know if they're like replacing her completely, and that's why they're like, oh, better never mind the release date on the doll because we're going a whole another direction. Maybe we'll get like a boy doll version when that movie gets released. I don't know. I'm fine with that. I would have been fine with both. I think Hasbro missed the mark. They, you know, they could have made more money keeping both, because hey, that's double the dolls, you know. And boy dolls are so rare. They definitely had a niche market and a guaranteed sell on that, in my belief. But yeah, let's go ahead and open her up. Okay, so here she is. Yeah, I like her boots. And I like her stockings. They're really detailed, like a little treasure map. And like some islands and stuff. Her coat. Her ruffled shirt. She has really pretty hair. Her makeup's done decently. Or well, you know. And so yeah, so she has like this little headscarf thing. Is it attached like earrings? No. Wait, well maybe on this one it might be. Nope, no, it's just like a headband. Alright, so they kind of have it attached with a rubber band, this little like bandana thing, but it's like a hairband. Doesn't go all the way around, and it's not attached as anything. A lot of complaints that I saw, because I do see, I do watch other people's videos, and I agree. I mean, it doesn't bother me as much, because I don't really plan on taking apart the outfit anyway, or you know, I would have kept her as this because the outfit's really pretty. It is all one piece. All of it. So the coat, the shirt, and the shorts, all one piece. So yeah, like one big jumper, which is fine. And even probably easier. I could see why they do stuff like that. It's easier, less pieces to misplace. But I can see other people's complaints, because like, if you want to dress her up and you're like, oh, I have another cute shirt and pants, but I want to keep the jacket because, you know, that's your signature jacket. I can understand that. And I'm sure there's very, very creative people out there who figured out a way to carefully separate it and do their thing, you know, because even though I'm a customizer, I customize the doll itself. I'm not really good at customizing clothing, so that's out of my range of talents. Okay, so that's the doll herself. Same mold of body type and all that, so if you're familiar with the doll line itself, same joints, same everything, nothing different, nothing drastic. And she comes with 2 accessories. Well, 1.5, I guess. This little box, and it does open. I mean, for a character, I mean, I'm assuming they would, she would use it for her treasure maps and stuff. But I wouldn't. I just, you know, it's a prop. It becomes a prop. And then this sticker, a little compass. And I noticed, and another doll line that kind of was hard to find for a while, but I've noticed I've seen it more often now. But when it first came out, when it should have been available, it was really hard and people were looking for it. Was Jay. So it was like it was like the wave 2 of the basic release of the basic line dolls, and that's part of her. And so like they came with their little accessory and the sticker. So yeah, I don't know if she'll ever get a US release date, or if they're just gonna, like I said, if they're just gonna pretend she didn't happen and go straight to the boy version of her, which is unfair. It kind of sucks, but I mean, you know, not everyone can go on eBay and buy her, you know, so I'm sympathetic. I am, because like, I was in the same boat. I was like, oh, you know, I want this doll. How am I gonna get this doll? I don't know. I don't have pen pals that, you know, like other doll people do. Like, no one. I mean, I'm very introverted, so I don't have a lot of doll friends, especially international pen pal doll friends that like, hey, buddy, in the UK. You know, ship me the doll, I'll pay you the money, or people in Mexico or wherever. I mean, Canada sometimes gets dolls that we don't before we do, and etc. So, you know, but she's very pretty. I do feel she should have gotten a US release date. She's very pretty, very pretty. The face mold is different than the other dolls, in my opinion. I mean, just looking at her, she has a very I don't know, how do you call it, like a pinned up nose, like some of the other dolls did too, but like hers is very like buttoned, like a button nose. Nothing bad though, I'm just saying because it's really pretty, like, so it gives her like an actual unique feature, you know. And her hair is like a pretty blend of blonde and the dirty blonde and browns, and so she's got highlighted hair. So that's basically my doll review and my deboxing. If you're familiar with the dolls, they don't come with dolls. Well, at least she did not come with a doll stand or a brush. But she can stand on her own. You know, where you can't see. And the way I have the camera set up, I can't. But she's, you know, because her shoes, they're decent enough that if you have a flat enough surface and position her just right, she can stand on her own. But I mean, that's just but that's if you want to like pose her that way. If you have extra doll stands, you could probably use those. So in closing, that's her. That's how I got her. I got her from eBay. If you're familiar with my channel and my videos, I do try to have full transparency. And what I mean by that is, I'm not gonna show you the doll, especially a hard to find doll, and be like, hey, look, I have it, and not even tell you how to find her, how I found her. I think that's kind of unfair. I mean, at least, I mean, it's not that you guys are gonna be able to get her still, but at least I can give you a heads up, and you can try. I mean, you might find a better price than I did. I mean, because eBay, you know, it's random, so you check every few months, whatever. Or maybe you might not even have to wait until the doll lines settle down, because there's like a big break going on right now. Not that Hasbro has anything to do with Mattel, because Mattel's going through their own thing right now. You know, with their whole relaunching of Monster High, their unofficial relaunching of Ever After High, which, you know, personally I'm all for. There's even supposedly, and now with, you know, sideline discussion, maybe you could comment if you know about this, or you can, if you're international viewers, you can confirm it. But I've noticed like some of the Instagram accounts that I follow that are like in Australia, they have a lot of like the first wave re-released with the new head sculpt. I don't know if they are out there in the US, so also US viewers, if you've seen them, let me know, because I'm actually interested in I might actually repurchase majority of the first wave dolls all over again with the new head sculpt and the new head size, because, like, yeah, I love the dolls, I love the makeup. I didn't have a problem with the face mold. I didn't have a problem with like the serious look. I had a problem with the size. I really did. I really did. I know, and a lot of people were like, well, that's what makes them unique. But, you know, I still bought them. And I finally, like, for my own interest and stuff, I did the head shrinking thing, and I even have the head shrinking tutorial you can see, you know. But now with the new head sculpts, I don't have to do that. And so that saves me frustration, that saves other people frustration. So I know it's kind of hit and miss with other people. I'm sure other people would probably be fine with the new head size. It's just the new face they don't like. And that's fine, I understand. A lot of the dolls, they're not really smilers. So for you to make them all smiley, you know, but you have to understand also, it's just cheaper for them to reproduce these dolls. And you know, so it's like I mean, even with toys, it's just like a lot of politics, with not just us, the toy collectors and the consumer, but even in the toy, you know, behind the scenes, like the makers and the designers and the producers and the manufacturing and all that. There's so many, you know, intricate parts and debates probably, and it's so much, and it's like, how can we revamp but save money, and etc, you know. And I've noticed a lot of like the basic, like, another side note, and I only bought one and I didn't do a review, and it's, you know, whatever, because I was frustrated with the doll. But the 3 new archery Monster High doll, you know, their joints are jacked up. Like, the legs don't move at all, like at the knees, and the arms just at the elbows but not the wrists, and it's just weird. I'm like, really. But I'm still wanting to buy the Bunny and Rosabella, because those are the new head sculpts, and I'll just rebody them, which is a pain in the butt to do anyway. But you know, with the releases of new dolls, kind of uncertain, because usually they tie in a major line release with like a movie release, and right now they've swapped companies that make their movies. Like, they're going with all new animators and probably another a whole new animation. Like, I think they might gonna go from 2D to like a 3D CGI type thing, like certain Monster High movies. Which, you know, like, I'm not really against or for. I did like the animation for the Ever After High doll releases that came out. Like the voice acting was decent, like the writing was kind of you know, so if they were worried about that, they could have like switched up the writing and kept the animation style. I mean, that's just my opinion. So I know they're going through a lot of transition and they're not really advertising it, and I know there's a lot of rumors about Monster High, not necessarily Monster High, because Monster High is sort of thriving right now in a way. I mean, they're in the spotlight, they're still relevant, but Ever After High kind of just like phased out, disappeared. You know, and I don't think they're going to get canceled. I'm a little bit more optimistic than that. I just think what they're doing is they're hoping no one notices, which, you know, too late. We do. But I think they had thought, like, maybe no one will notice. We'll revamp, relaunch, redo all this in our toy break. Because, like, you know, toy lines, they do basic ones every once in a while. Major ones usually come out around November of every year for Christmas time. So it's not like constant, like it's not year round that we get new dolls. It just isn't. So I think a lot of people, I don't know, they noticed there isn't either a lot like on the list of like things to come, you know, and whatever, and it's kind of quiet right now with Ever After High dolls. It's quiet, and so I think a lot of people are worried like, oh, it's canceled. No, I think what it is like they needed a break. They're gonna try to plan something big, like they kind of did with Monster High, but at the same time, I think they don't want to announce it quite soon because of all the backlash they got from Monster High. I mean, with the whole Save Monster High, and majority of the people who are like protesting it really hard. Not everyone. There's some people who still feel that way. They still feel betrayed. They're angry. They hate the new dolls. Whatever. There's still few. But a lot of the people who were against it are all like, oh yeah, she is cute, I have her, and I have this one, I bought them all, yeah. And I'm like, see, I told you, if you guys just gave it a chance, you know, whatever, you know. And I like the newer dolls. As a matter of fact, might do a separate video. I'm on the Princess Warrior. I have to, don't quote me on it, but the three where it's Apple White, Holly O'Hare, I believe, and Madeline Hatter, where they have like the changeable dresses and stuff. I liked those dolls because even the bodies are starting to change, that I've noticed. Because with Ever After High dolls, they're not like Monster High dolls in the body, whereas in the joints, only the wrists come off and not the forearm like Monster High dolls. But those three dolls that I just mentioned, at the forearm, they come off now. They do. And they have similar, what are they called? Like, I don't know, pegs. Of like the new Monster High dolls. I don't know if you guys have any of them or if you've taken them apart, but now they're like a little bit more spring loaded in it, but out of plastic still. It has like that opening so it doesn't kind of like break as easily or snap in half. It's sort of supposed to be more like stress capable, allegedly. I don't know. I mean, I haven't broken any of them yet, so maybe, but so that's okay. So that's gonna do it for this video. CJ Hook, daughter of Captain Hook, very pretty, going in my collection. You know, and yeah, I mean, almost $40, and really that's not bad. But I know not everyone can afford that. I know, and you know, here's hoping for a release date for her. And yeah, so happy hunting for dolls. And if you like the video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed and you're interested in more videos, please subscribe. I do plan on being a little bit more active. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Alright.